executive producer of TEN Sports is Fred Bodwitting. The producer of today's game is Jim Stillman, and the director is Billy McCoy. Notre Dame leading here at Notre Dame Stadium by a score of 17-0 at halftime over the Ole Miss Rebels. Harry Callis along with Jack Ham, and it took Notre Dame a while to get going. In the first quarter, they had a total of 33 yards. What was the difference in the second quarter, Jack?
Well, I think they started to adjust to that defense that Ole Miss tried to throw up against it, where they were stopping Allen to take initiative in the first quarter. In the second quarter, after Steve Lawrence interception gave him great field position, they took it right down. It's just power football right now by Notre Dame's offensive line, and that's why they had the 17-0 lead.
Very interesting situation at quarterback. Last week, Steve Berline didn't move the club, and Terry Andrzak came in and scored 3 touchdowns against Navy with Andrzak at quarterback. This afternoon, both touchdowns came with Berline at quarterback.
Well, I think it was not so much Berline, but I think finally the offensive line from Notre Dame started to assert itself. And also, Ole Miss defense is on the field a long time. They're getting no help at all from their offense. Their offense can continue to be having problems. They cannot move the football at all against Notre Dame's defense, so they've been on the field a long time.
They certainly have. Right now, let's go down to the field for the Ole Miss Rebel Marching Band and the salute to Elvis Presley. Notre Dame Stadium, Notre Dame, Indiana, where at halftime Notre Dame leads the Ole Miss Rebels by a score of 17-0. One of a lot of key games being played across the country, and a lot of very important conference games being played.
That Florida-Georgia game, that's just always a great shootout. Florida, although they're on probation, ranked #1 in the country, and they have a great football team this year.
Alabama and LSU, another top 20 matchup. Alabama 20th, LSU 15th in the Pac-10 conference. UCLA against Arizona. They're trying to smell the roses.
Well, Arizona has not won that conference, and they're trying to go after UCLA. Terry Donahue has his team playing very well.
In the Big Ten, Illinois and Iowa. Iowa coming off a loss to Ohio State, moved them from 1 to 6. And Purdue will be at Michigan, and the Wolverines, I think, have been really a surprise this year.
But Michigan have an outstanding defensive football team. Should be a very physical game with Purdue.
Great matchup here in the Southwest Conference. Baylor, number 11, Arkansas, number 12. The Razorblacks are very tough at home. And a non-conference game, of course, Miami of Florida, Maryland. How about their game last year?
Well, 2 different football teams right now this year, though. Miami with a great passing attack again. Maryland with that running attack. Miami of Florida is an outstanding team. It'll get better this year.
The Army trying to recap the Commander-in-Chief trophy, which they won last year, but Air Force may be the biggest surprise team in the country.
Air Force is playing outstanding football. Both teams love to run the football, that veer offense. That game could be over in about an hour and a half.
Air Force ranked number 5, Florida number 1, Penn State, Notre Dame's next opponent, number 2, as we look at the top 10. And in the second 10, we see Baylor, Arkansas, Auburn, UCLA, LSU, Florida State, Georgia, Brigham Young, Tennessee, and Alabama. And here at Notre Dame Stadium at halftime, Notre Dame leads Ole Miss by a score of 17-0. Coming up in just a moment, TEN Sports Focus on Football 85. Featuring All-American Alan Pinkett, Notre Dame's multi-talented tailback. We're at halftime with a score, Notre Dame 17 and Ole Miss nothing.